Now, in the next few minutes,
prepare to
dive deeper.
Welcome everybody to episode 5. Yeah, we bilingual up in this bitch. How's everybody doing? We made it to episode 5. I don't know how I'm keep on pulling on interviews. Today we got someone all the way from California. How you doing, Isabella? Isabella's an actress. How you guys doing? Jazz hands, baby. How you doing, Isabella? How's the weather treating you?
I'm doing great. It's so cold here.
Yeah. What is it like in California? Tell me what it's like. What's the weather? What is the weather like in California? And then as soon as you got off the plane, what the fuck did you think? What did you think? What punch in the face did you get?
I mean, weather in California, it's like perpetually summer. Like sometimes it gets cold at night, but that's like 50 degrees is the coldest it gets, maybe 45.
It's so swimmable.
Yeah,
That's
right?
swimmable. You can go like skinny dipping still. Ooh.
All year long.
Damn.
And then I just got slapped in the face with some cold.
Man,
didn't have a jacket either off
come
that
on,
plane.
we need this global warming to hurry up, man. I'm trying to have Florida up in Jersey right now, man.
Stop.
Just so what the storms are gonna get a little worse. So what, you know what I mean? No, so tell me, you're an actress, you're an actress and everything, starting up, in this weird little time that we're all in, with coronavirus and everything. I can't even say coronavirus without even thinking of Cardi B. I can't.
Coronavirus.
COVID. I like saying COVID, coming up, this obviously is such a weird time, but I want to first, dive deep and how you got into being, want to become an actress. Like, where'd you first start? Tell me about your first play.
Okay. I guess my first play that was like kind of a play, but not really a play. At church, we did Godspell.
What's that?
It's like, so Easter time. It's like the story of Jesus all his teachings and the parables and the lessons he taught before he died.
Who'd you play?
I wasn't Jesus.
Oh, okay. Oh, man. Oh, that would have been so cool. You'd have been like the son of God.
Yeah, right.
But who'd you play? Did you play anybody in particular?
It's just like, it's like the children of God.
Okay.
It was Jesus,
I would have been a
Judas,
tree,
and the
hands
children
down.
of God.
I would have been a tree back then.
Yeah, right.
I was big enough, I was girthy enough. They wouldn't even need to put me in like a suit. They would just need to paint me, brown and green on top. You know what I mean? I would have been fine. So, did you ever have stage fright, early on, or were you just like, put it out there, just so natural to me, just so natural?
Oh, natural. No, even to this day, stage fright, not like I'm so comfortable on a stage when it comes to like acting in front of the camera or even around like my family. Every holiday would always make me play piano. And
You know how to play piano?
I do.
Look at you. I didn't even know this. God.
But I like the stage fright, crazy. I'd sweat, my knees would shake. It was I'd be cold at the same time. I used to get so nervous in like small settings on a stage. It doesn't matter to me.
Doesn't? Really?
Yeah.
What do you think it is that doesn't matter to you?
I guess you can kind of forget the people are there. It's a lot easier to forget, I should say. Like, because, when you have the lights, you can't really see. It's all black for the most part. Yeah, you hear laughs, but it's so uniform sounding that you don't even, it's like someone just played a laugh track, you know?
Yeah. It just automatically plays. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And also it is sometimes, when people laugh, they tend to like, oh, yeah, it was funny. There's that certain crowd like, oh, yeah, it was pretty funny. But do you think, being on stage, you think it's more natural to you? Do you think you would? What would you rather be on? Maybe Broadway or be an act or an acting or not? Is that when you're on Broadway? Is that being an actress as well?
Yeah.
Is that counted? Is that a Broadway actress? Would you rather be?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like
Just put
theater
two and two together.
acting.
Yeah. Would you rather be a theater actor or would you rather be in movies or shows or whatever?
I feel like me personally, like with my heart and my passion, is definitely like stage acting and theater acting.
Yeah.
That's when I like really zone in and I'm like completely free creatively. But unfortunately that's not like I wouldn't
can't
have a
choose.
livable wage.
Okay.
And it's also starting out is a lot easier when you want to do like film and TV because there are smaller parts. Well, I mean, there are smaller parts in theater, but I guess it's a tough comparison. But there's a lot more money in film and TV acting.
Oh shit! Oh man. So if like, think of this. So like, if you wanted to become like. Do you think there's like places you can get trapped in? Like, let's say like you started off on YouTube, right? I could never see someone from a YouTube, like from a YouTube channel, or just I can never see them being in like a motion picture. You know what I mean? I feel like there's loops you can get like caught in. You know what I mean? Like let's say like if I have a podcast, like. Who am I to want to do opera later on? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, it's kind of weird, they clash, you know what I mean? Like, it's like you get stuck in like kind of a loop. So like with like some actors, I feel like, like it's always about picking roles and picking the right roles. And what do you think that a role to you would be like, more of a, that would attract you? What would be an ideal role for you or something that you would want to portray to other people when you act?
I feel like what you mentioned about like getting stuck, I feel like that can happen because a thing that goes on, I guess, is typecasting. And so a lot of the times you're casted based on what you look like. So I can look like some of my typecasts tend to be like, like meaner looking people or tougher people like biker, stuff like that. Cause I have that sort of, like look, I guess.
Demeanor,
I look a little tougher. Yeah, demeanor, yeah.
You like can kick my ass.
Yeah, right?
So, I would walk across the street if you're on, if we were alone on the same, I'm like, oh shit.
Let me cross
about
the
to
street.
get fucking mugged.
But I feel like I tend to get a lot of like funnier characters as well when it's not like serious, like mean stuff. But I would love to play like someone battling a drug addiction.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think just to get into that creative mind state, you know what I mean?
It's something that a lot of people try to do, but they don't do it justice. It ends up being superficial and like cliche. And I want to do that in a way that's well-rounded and that's real to what people who struggle with that actually experience and feel. Yeah.
So you feel like you want to portray like the way you want to portray it is original in your own kind, and something that you don't. Some of you like something like, oh, like that's just a classic junkie. Like, oh, what's up, man?
Yeah.
Can I get a rock? What's up, man? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh man, I saw him running up the street the other day. You know what I mean? I'll do it for a crack rock though. You know, like it's just a cliche. You know what I mean? And you feel like you can get into that. That you can be a heroin addict, but not have to be a heroin addict. You know what I mean? Don't try it. Just
hey.
Hey,
go method.
I gotta feel if I'm gonna act it, I gotta know what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
No, I mean like look at like what's his name? Scientology. What's his name?
Oh my god, Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise. That's horrible. I would just say Scientology. Tom Cruise. But what's it called? Look at Tom Cruise. Like he does all of his stunts. Like he's on top of trains. Like obviously that still shit is scary. And you have to be athletic. Like you can be a decently shaped dude. You know what I mean? You can be in all these movies, but you can't. You have to be like if to do all these stunts, you have to be athletic. You know what I mean? Like you have to be like a different breed. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So just coming from acting in general, it's not all about being in that scene. It's not all about being in that scene or just being it's not all about acting. It's more about just my bad. It's not all about acting. It's more about being in that scene. More of just putting yourself in that environment, like literally, like feeling like dude, if like let's say like you have to play a role where your parents are dead and you have like loving parents, you don't talk to your parents for 2 weeks. You gotta act like your parents are dead. Take out all the things. You gotta get into that mode, and it's hard to work up to those acting, those roles. Now finding roles, like how do you go out and seek?
So there are like a bunch of casting websites that people, all actors use them, but also actors who may not have representation, like an agent or a manager, they will definitely, like I don't have representation, so I only submit through casting websites. And
but at the same time, that's your own hustle too. And
yeah.
You like it better.
Yeah. Because it's like something that like one of my acting teachers like really tried to like beat into us, but is that you need to be working and hustling every day or you're not going to do anything, because there's a million other actors who are working 10 times harder than you.
Millions, a million. And yeah, it's like a sport. It's so competitive. And some people don't like, some people get like, so like, oh, I didn't get this gig this week. I guess I'm just going to move back to Oklahoma. Like, you know what I mean? I guess my acting gig is over. And it's, dude, there's like, I'm pretty sure all these big, like all the actor you love, definitely was shit at first. Like, dude, and usually, like, when you're starting off in acting, you're 20, 23, 24, you don't even know who you are yet, and you're not really built yet. Like, stand-up comics, they always talk about how in the beginning of the days, how they were horrible, how they used to bomb all the time. And then you don't have to be great every single time. You want to be great.
You won't be great every single time. You will not.
And there will be somewhere there to tell you. I'm like, I'm sorry, sweetie, you're not cutting it. You know what I mean? You're not cutting it. Maybe go bald. Maybe
right.
Like
cut your hair.
Cut your hair.
Let's talk nicer.
Yeah, lose an eye. You know, you would get a lot of cast with that. But you know, tell me about. You were telling me how you got your first show. Show me about that. Oh, I almost fucking did a backflip when you told me that. So tell me about that. Like, how do you feel? How do you feel? Like, tell me.
No, I mean, it feels good to, like, you know, I went to school and I studied this, and I really it's something I'm really passionate. I work hard when I, you know, do have things to prepare for. I put my heart and my soul into it, and it was nice to finally be able to like, not that I need the validation, but to get the recognition and to get paid for it. Because it's like, it's hard for people to take you seriously if you're not paid for what you paid to learn.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah, it's like if you're an artist, and it's like everybody can be an artist. You know, I'm like, oh, I'm an artist. I'm like, oh, really? What is your so many pieces? Oh, they're in my living room. Like, you don't know them. Like,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Like, someone can say, like, I have a book. Like, oh, I'm a writer. Like, oh, really, you have anything published? I wrote 7 books, but none of them, you know, some of them got turned back. You know, and there's people that are like, and obviously you can keep on hustling. Some people don't really have it. You know what I mean? I hate to say that.
No, yeah, of course.
But you know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta, you know, think about it. Maybe just the style of your writing, maybe it's not it. You know, maybe it's something different. And do you think acting is that? Do you think that's for you?
I think it's, I mean, fuck, I wouldn't have, you know, moved across the country.
Yeah, culture shocks too, especially.
Oh, yeah.
How is that doing for you?
I mean, I've adapted
already. Yeah,
now,
I would hope.
But that first, like, I've been there about a year and some change, and the first like 6 to 10 months was absolutely terrible.
Really?
I like went through the worst depression ever. It's
homesick, you know, especially across the country.
And everything was different. Like, not just like the whole culture is completely different. Like, it's the people, like, what they want, what they go for, how they act. Everything's different, you know.
It's like, not like New York. It's not. Is it fast paced?
No. Oh, it's so slow. Everyone there drags their feet, and they're like excessively polite, but in an artificial way.
Really?
You know,
like
it's not like, genuine. Yeah.
Thank you. Like
yeah,
is it like a,
good morning.
Yeah,
Like,
oh,
I'm like, don't even talk to me.
Yeah,
like,
oh my, it's just like it's like a housewife. Like, it's like a
yeah,
housewife.
Yeah, exactly.
Like everybody's over there is a housewife, pretty much. Damn. So do you run into a lot of fake people over there? Is everybody trying to? How many people do you run in? Like, oh, I'm trying to be an actress or an actor. You know what I mean?
Oh my god.
It's like a hello. It's just average.
Exactly. It's to the point where I don't even want to tell people that I'm an actress. Yeah. I'm like, oh, what do you do? Oh, I work at a restaurant.
I work at a Starbucks. You know what I mean? I'm just doing that. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
right.
I rather. I'm like, I'm homeless. Like, I'd rather just say
I've been mistaken for homeless people too many times, and I'd like to admit.
You've been mistaken.
Yeah, yeah, and also by other homeless people.
Really? Did they offer you $1? It's like, listen, I know you need this more than me.
They offer me a place to stay in their parking lot corner.
Listen, this box. Listen, it's not good for 2. I'll sleep outside. I have an umbrella. Like, it's fine. You know what I mean? Is that how it goes for you?
No, yeah. Or like they try to like bum cigarettes off me, and they're like, "Come on, man." I'm like, "Bro, I don't have what you need." You know?
Come on, we're all in the same community.
Yeah.
I saw you last week.
It's like, I'm sorry, I wear sweatpants.
Do you think that's like also like? Do you think you could possibly play a homeless funny lady in a film?
Oh hell yeah! I actually wrote like a monologue that I wanted to record, and it was like I was like a homeless like person who's just like a little crazy but funny, you know?
Yeah, just like a bird lady, just something.
Yeah.
That would be so fun. That would be perfect for you.
No, that'd be
put
hilarious.
A little Scully on, put a little extra layers, and just put a little beat up scarf. And like, hey, my name
Birds.
is Isabella. Birds. Just walk around the corner, birds. Yeah. No, one time I was in New York. Oh my God, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I saw this homeless lady sitting on the corner, and she wasn't like asking for money. She had no sign up. She was like in a white gown. She had like blonde hair. She was pretty, but like she was all like, she looked homeless. She was messed up. You know what I mean?
A little dirty.
Yeah, and she's like sitting there, and I swear, like she had no bird feed, just all the birds next to her, and she's like just talking to them. Bless you. She was literally like who's that princess?
Snow White.
Snow White. Oh my God, she was wearing white. I didn't put
the urban Snow White.
But she was like psychotic. Maybe Snow White was like psychotic. She did
a little crazy.
And like fucking birds came, you know what I mean? You gotta be a little cuckoo.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta have a little different wiring in your head, you know what I mean? To hit a bird's mainframe. No, but it was just so beautiful. I don't know, but honestly, you should make that monologue. You should make that monologue and just send it out. Like, listen, you should send it out to Sunny in Philadelphia. You would play a perfect little homeless person on that. You know what I mean? But moving forward and everything, actually talk about this show. Like, tell me a little more about this show. Like, what like, do you want? Is it okay if we talk about your role a little bit? Yeah. Like, do you know your role?
So it's on a true crime TV show. It's on Oxygen. It airs December 19th and January 2nd.
Oh my God, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you, dude. I'm really so proud of you. Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great feeling. It was amazing being on set.
It wasn't just given to you, though. It was
I
worked for it. And to get in those different... let's talk about your role. I'm sorry.
No, girl, I don't care.
Yeah, girl. No, what's it called? What is this? Like, what is this role? Like, what is this role? Does it fit what you want?
I mean, it's something that it's a starting point. It's not something crazy, but I'm totally cool with that. I'm not expecting to get, a feature film my first year out of like acting school, you know? Because it's fun. Like people get like, they think that, so when are you going to be famous? It's like, it takes like a lifetime almost, for you to get to be a successful actor, even just because you really just need that experience because it is challenging. Like, oh my God, my first day on set, I was such an amateur, which obviously I'm an amateur, but I felt like an amateur. Like, I like to pretend that I think I know better. You were
right? Mature, like, I'm ready for this.
I'm a star. But it's all improv, really.
Oh, that's the best acting, really. Because when you don't really have to remember, like, wait, do you not think?
I mean, it's hard. I'm a thinker. Like, I'm always in my head, so it's hard to, like, sometimes you forget that you're just being a person. So it's like, just shut up, brain. I'm just being a person in this moment right now.
Yeah,
like,
stop
really
saying basic words. Say like, And honestly, it's all about your wording. Like, you can literally when it comes to acting, like if I watch like something even like bootleg, and it just like and if it has like a decent storyline, literally, if the dialogue is good in it, it will be interesting. But if you got like if you got just like cliche, bullshit shit, it's not interesting. You know what I mean? And why? Like, how do you feel improv is a little difficult?
I mean, it's just.
I wouldn't say difficult. Something you're working on.
Yeah. For me, it's something that's a little more challenging because I'm amazing at. I'm amazing. Just period. No.
I'm amazing. Listen, Victor. I don't know if you know, but I'm amazing. When the doctor said, "Yo, she's amazing." She's amazing. This is a product of
a gasp. There was a light cast on me.
She's gonna be an actress. No, but go ahead.
No, but I'm really good at memorizing.
Really,
and I'm really good at like trying to. I mean, I wouldn't say I worked a lot on, using my words to give the audience a certain image to make them feel a certain way. You say things a certain way so they feel a certain way. And so I'm really good at that. So when it comes to like,
and that definitely comes from comes from being on Broadway, because when you're on Broadway, you're trying to connect with an emotional, you know what I mean? You're trying to really get out there, you know what I
mean? And people don't even realize how much the way they talk influences how people listen. Yes. Like, because there's I remember I had this one teacher. He was so anal about fucking like question sentences ending either like, oh, like instead of going down, they have to go up like, what are you doing? Instead of what are you doing?
Yeah.
And it like it's a thing that when you're on stage and you're performing in front of an audience, if you speak with your sentences ending down, like with a down glide, the audience loses attention.
Really?
Yeah, they lose their attention and they just stop paying attention. Like especially like when they can't hear you, they don't care anymore.
Do you think it's like it's because that's kind of a sign of low? It's kind of a sign of low confidence when someone is like obviously is like lacks in confidence. They kind of talk like, yeah, you know, like they're unsure of themselves. You know what I mean? So when you talk stronger and with a stronger voice and you talk like that, people like, you know, they have no choice to pay attention. It's like a kind of like a dictator talking to you. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And it's just because you want to be captivating, and I feel like it's just like a thing that like young people do. Like I don't mean to sound like an old timer, but like young people talk like that. They like talk and like vocal fry and like just always talk like what the fuck,
mellow. Like my fucking TikTok didn't fucking download last night.
What the fuck? Yeah, like shit like that. So it's like and see even now like I'm sure like whoever, you know, when they listen to that part they're like, yeah, I don't care. And then we all started talking again. So it's like, oh, attention again.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like with improv it's hard. Like sometimes I'm a little slow connecting you know, my thoughts to my words. So it was definitely a challenge, but it was good because they want you to improv because I mean, I don't know much about that production crew and stuff like that, but I feel like they are kind of helping younger actors kind of cultivate in the fact that, like, you're not going to get the opportunity to mess up on other sets, so we're going to help you now. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's really good. That is really good. Do you see young directors there as well? Is that why?
Yeah. I mean, not young. I wouldn't say like our age or something like that.
Maybe like 30s.
Yeah, 30s,
something
around
like that.
there.
You know, they're like, you know, old. You know, they're older,
but still young for what they're doing.
And I feel like that's because of their feeling you in that perspective, and that's really good. And I feel like that wasn't back then. Back then, you like they were. I feel like it was just more like back then. It was just like you were like directors were more of dicks. You know what I mean? Like you know, like oh no, you can't do this. And that's why That's why when I look at movies, there's so many few actors. If you really think about it, like if you watch a movie and you watch this actor so many fucking times, like there's so many few actors, and I feel like it's just because either maybe there's not much talent out there, or maybe not a lot of people are getting the opportunity that they really need.
And I mean, like a big thing that I'm learning now as I'm kind of emerging into the industry and stuff like that, as not a student, as just an actor adult who's starting my career, is that, you know, your name really means a lot.
Really?
You know,
yeah, it does.
It's auditions and like agent application forms. They'll ask you for all your social media handles, all your follower counts, stuff like that, your activity, how active you are. Really? That's why you'll see, like, especially now, you'll see a lot of, you know, influencers starting to be in movies or in TV shows, you know, because they have that amount of people following them, because these movies and these production companies and whoever, you know, they want someone to advertise for them to make it easy.
They want, exactly. That's free advertising. Damn, I didn't think of that. That's really good perspective. You damn. So like, you would like, so you have to be like, you would have to be like, they want you to be more active on social media. They want you to be an outgoing person. They don't want you just to be a boring soul. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they want numbers.
And at the same time, like when they pick those people out, they pick the really toxic people. Like they pick like no offense to all these TikTokers, but you shouldn't have influence at 16. You shouldn't have
Who are you at 16?
Yeah,
who are you?
Dude, I don't even know what the fuck I was doing, bro.
Yeah, right?
I still was learning how to wipe my ass at 16 probably, dude. Oh my God.
Victor, really?
Yeah, man, I was a late bloomer on that one. Yeah. No, I'm not gonna say anything like that. What's it called? No, but it's just like you shouldn't be 16 and just be worrying about, like, especially living in this house, like living in these houses with these other adults, you know what I mean? Just like, and it's kind of like a housewife kind of scene, you know what I mean? There's drama around the house, like, oh, what'd you say to Amber? Like just some shit like that, you know what I mean? And just like, these kids are getting like this girl, I don't know, this TikToker, me and my buddy Herbie were talking about my last podcast. She spit out some chef's food and she didn't like it, But the chef just felt insulted, and then all a bunch of people are like saying she'd kill herself, saying all, and it's just like,
Damn.
but when you're 16 and you're getting that type of hate, you don't even know how
course.
to. You don't even know, like,
That's
if I'm getting that type of hate now, and I'm 21, it doesn't matter if I'm 45. I wouldn't know how to handle that, especially from a global standpoint. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh my god, why is everybody hating me for no reason? And that's what this whole cancer culture thing is going on. You know what I mean? Everybody's a little sensitive now. You know what I mean? Everybody's entitled. Everybody's been inside. But, you know, there's a difference between hating something and then, you know, just saying, hey, like, we want you to better yourself. You know, correct yourself on that. You know what I mean? Do you feel like in acting, do you feel like you have one shot? Do you feel like you, like, right now, especially, like, going on forward, like, if you fuck up, you're fucking done for life? Do you feel like that?
I feel like, well, what do you mean by fuck up?
Like if you just like, dude, it's just like maybe like something so like not even so like something so small, maybe like saying, maybe misinterpreting saying tranny instead of trans, you know, maybe something like that, and affecting a community, you know what I mean, and then you not want to be portrayed that way, and then all of a sudden it booms out into that effect.
Yeah, like a social etiquette sort of mistake. Yeah.
Like, do you think it's easier to fall in that? Well, I'm not even gonna say do you think it is easier to fall in that loop now. Like literally, almost every platform, like they try to cancel Yoda. Like Baby Yoda from Mandalorian.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I understand there's people who feel sensitive to certain things, but it's just like to a point where just like everybody has a problem with certain. I don't know. Do you feel like as an actor, are you nervous to, you know, go into that certain environment where you can, you know, you're putting yourself out there and you can potentially, you know, just like do something that like one person will not agree with, and then someone will be like, yeah, I don't agree with it too, you know, like,
and then it's just like a whole thing,
snowball effect. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like things like that. I mean, sure, I could be afraid, but I feel like things like that are in a way inevitable. I feel like no one's really perfect, and I think it depends on how you handle the situation, you know, because there are, you know, I think there are some people that are just piece of shit people, and that will say
there are those people.
Yeah, you know, and that will say certain things and not realize how their actions will affect others and themselves. You know what I mean? Like, in a way, like, even not to get like political, but like Donald Trump, like, he says all this stupid shit. Yeah. And it's like, you should know better. Like, you should not be saying that shit.
Yeah, it's just ignorance.
Exactly.
It's a sense of ignorance. And
Exactly.
I feel like it's an education point. Like, it's a lack of education. When you're ignorant, like when you still say all this racist shit, when you still all say all this homophobic shit, everything, it's a sense of ignorance. It's like, you just don't know anything about it. That's it. Like that, like you are just so afraid of that thought that you just keep on block. Like if I was a racist, like a KKK member, I would like think of a rap song. It was pretty good. Oh, I can't like that song. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you know what I mean? I have to push that thought out of my head. You know what I mean? And that's a problem. That's just like, maybe people should just really sit down and be like, hey, you know what? Like, maybe I should think about this, and maybe like I don't feel that bad about that anymore. If you have a problem with like people who do transition, think about why you don't like it. Maybe educate yourself a little more.
Yeah, exactly.
Meet a person who's went through that transition. You know what I mean? And then like maybe you'd be like, they're not that bad. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's just like the fact that like it has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with you. That's what I'm saying. You know,
even better than anything I said. That was better than it. Just go on about your life.
You know, you don't even have like. Honestly, you really don't have to be that person who like. Of course, it's great if you want to educate yourself, but you don't have to just not give a fuck about what people or how they want to live their lives.
Yeah, but if those people who just like you say just mind your fucking business, those people really won't mind. Those people have something to say.
They always have to say something.
Like, they always have to pull out those Karens, man. Those fucking Karens. They're always pulling out their fucking phones, man. Like going, you're on Instagram Live right now.
And it's like, tell me that I can't do something that I'm not allowed to do again. It's
what's
like,
your badge number? What's your social security number, sir? Sir, what's your social security number? I need to track you down. No, it's just ridiculous.
Like, seriously.
But, you know, going forward, you know, in acting, you know what I mean? How do you prepare for a scene? How do you what is that? What is that? You know, I feel like every actor has that little, maybe that trauma in their life, or maybe that little thing.
Trauma.
I don't know. Like oh, my fucking goldfish died when I was 7. Then my lizard died. You know, just a.
Then my dog died.
Yeah, it's like I killed them all apparently. No, no, it's just like do you have that like that little portal that you can jump into just to get into that scene? Like, how do you get into your mindset? Like, how do you get into it?
I mean, I feel like each one is different. Like, I hate to sound like a little pretentious, I guess, but like, it really is. It depends on the scene and the character. I mean, I'm a physical person. I'm like, when I prepare, I need to do something physical. Like, I remember I had a scene for a class or something.
I'm just gonna get up. You can keep on talking.
Yeah, okay. And I had to be really mad, and so the way I needed to prepare for that was I was hitting something, and I kept hitting something, and that like eventually, what happened?
No, my camera cut out. No, it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
But yeah, so yeah, I need to do like a physical thing, so I needed to be angry for that scene. And the only thing, I mean, you can listen to music and you can think of things that get you mad, but sometimes it's just not enough. So to get it in your body, you know, you can get it in your head, like you'll be mad mentally, but what is that going to do for you and the audience? So
you smack yourself around like, fuck.
No, I can't. I'm just like punching the air.
Yeah.
Come fuck.
No,
do it.
Do you like to get into that circle? Do you maybe, you know, reminisce on like maybe some trauma, or like to get into an emotional state, especially like no one can. It's hard to cry on, especially like it's hard to cry, especially in front of people. But it's definitely hard to cry on camera, especially on cue, especially when you're supposed to.
Yeah.
So like. If let's say like you had to prepare for like a cry scene, how would you prepare your whole day? Would you spill your coffee on you?
That's actually kind of funny. I should try that. I should try like having a terrible day before I need to do that.
Just keep on tripping. Just, like, you know, just wear
like fuck.
Wear a bad outfit out. Wear something that doesn't match and you don't feel comfortable in it. Like, you know,
yeah. You know you look ugly.
Yeah, you're like, God damn it, I shouldn't have fucking wore this today.
I mean, like, I guess that's when music comes into play for me. If I need to be, like, super sad, I'll definitely, like, play some, like, gut-wrenching music. Yeah, I literally have a playlist.
Just for it?
Yeah, and I have my sad, angry, emo prep playlist, and that, like, I play that. And I guess I just kind of, like, try to think about the saddest parts of my life.
Really?
And just kind of really zone in on that. Or, like, if I'm a character who's sad about... It really depends on what I'm doing. But, like, if it's a character that I'm sad about a certain situation in the script, I will journal, like, how I feel as that character in that situation.
Really?
And that is actually really helpful for me, too.
Like, good key points, like, I would feel like this in this situation.
Well,
like,
it's just,
that.
like, even in first person, like, I can't believe that, you know, he hit me like that.
Yeah, just
that's
like
how,
just mental thoughts. Wow. So like, you know, going like for these roles that you're coming up next, like what roles are you looking at? Like what roles do you have to prepare for? Do you know?
Yeah, I did have this audition that I actually filmed just before I came here. And
oh wow, look at you.
I know, right?
I'm booked.
You know, what can I say?
Right before Thanksgiving, during the holiday season, man. I might make it this year. I don't know. I'm just so busy with acting.
It might be filming. That's what my parents said too about Christmas time. They were like, "Oh, you know, well, we don't know if you're gonna come. Who knows if you're doing something?" And I'm like, "Guys, come on.
come on. I'm not that famous yet. Come on."
But yeah, this character was for a pilot presentation, and it's about like 6 adults who are, you know, it takes place in coronavirus times, like a lot of emerging, you know, pieces right now.
Yeah.
And it's about like these 6 adults that end up almost being homeless. So they come together and they fucking put their money together and they find a place, and now they're roommates, but they're 6 complete strangers. And I was going, yeah, right,
yeah,
right.
That's a good premise.
It's pretty cool. And I was going for the goofy character.
Yeah. Oh, that was perfect. You're already homeless. Right? You've been chilling with homeless people already. Yeah. You already have like that. What's his name? Gerald. That guy. The average dude who asks for a cigarette every weekly. You know what I mean? Gerald, I don't have a bogey today. Leave me alone.
God.
Yeah. Like you already have like a whole character in the homeless community.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think is that how you got this gig? You know what I mean?
I think so. I was like, well, I get mistaken for homeless people a lot.
Yeah. Like were you just sitting on like were you just like outside like a 7-Eleven just drinking like a coffee, and all of a sudden some man came up to you and was like, hey, we're looking for some homeless people. You fit perfectly.
You look great.
You're like, yeah, sure. That would definitely be me. That would definitely. But so looking for all right, actually starting up being an actress, and I feel like we went to high school together, mm-hmm. and you were always in that actor mentality, and I think it has a lot to do with like who you're friends with. You know what I mean? Your friends were very hopefully motivating for like what you like, motivative of what you were doing. You know what I mean? Just like, do you feel like being in drama club helped you in any type of way of pushing yourself out this way?
Oddly enough, I was in drama club all 4 years, mm-hmm. and people knew me in high school, but they weren't like we weren't all friends. You know, yeah. I remember I'd go around during the lunch period and I'm like, hey, do you guys want to come see the show? It's really cool. Mm-hmm. No one would buy a ticket. No one was supportive. It's cool. I get it. It's a school musical. But look at me now, bitches.
You know what I wish back then? I wish I was a part of that, because you know what? We would have been writing some crazy shit together,
right?
Man.
I don't doubt that.
Oh my god, that would have been amazing. You know what? I might pursue my life into being a high school director.
I kind of wanted to too for a minute. I was like,
it's really good. I can do it already. And who do we have? Miss Oslin, right?
Yeah, right.
Was she a good director? I mean, what's that? Your director? Was she a good?
Yeah, she was.
She was Oslin.
She was, what can you expect in a high school fucking environment like what we had?
Especially when it got burned down.
No, right? No, you were amazing, Miss Oslin. You just didn't care a little bit in your last couple of years.
Yeah. And at the same time, didn't our auditorium get burned down?
Yeah, it did.
And did that affect you guys a lot?
I mean, yeah. We had to like find a place to do it, and
yeah, that's pretty hard.
Like where are you gonna? And we ended up going to the middle school, which actually I thought it was pretty good. It was a bigger space.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
And the stairs are better. I mean, the seats that we had, the seats are so much better.
So it was actually good thing the fucking arsonist did that, huh?
Yeah. Thank you, arsonist. Thank you, my buddies. Those were I was suspended from school that day.
Really?
Yeah, thank God. Because you know what? It was my idea every single day to after lunch, go sit in the auditorium, sit between periods, and just hang out. You know what I mean?
Dear.
Not set shit on fire.
Nuts.
You know what I mean? Just hang out. But apparently that day, I just should have. I don't know. Apparently that day I just wasn't there. Thank God.
Good shit though. Yeah.
But I was suspended. I forgot to get into a fight, so thank God for that fight.
Yeah, right?
Thank God for that fight. Yeah. Thank God. But that definitely set you guys back a little bit. So, what was your most favorite, maybe acting role that you ever had in your life? That like maybe in Broadway or on a show. What was your favorite one so far?
My favorite one, like.
Oh, do you have so many, or
no? I'm just trying to think. No, actually, I guess I could say like my favorite one that I've done recently as like what I consider like more of a well-rounded actor, because like in drama club, like it was fun and like it was like acting, but it was like it's high school drama club, low budget acting. Like you just say the words the way you think they should be said,
Yeah.
But after like some formal training, I did a play. It's an all-female play. Mm-hmm. It's called Wolves. It's about this high school soccer team. And it's just kind of, there's not really a plot line. Like, there's no beginning, climax, ending, I guess, in a way. But it's kind of, I liked it so much because it was so, like, like authentic and real to how teenagers act and talk to each other, especially like, you know, growing and developing women. It was awesome.
Is that what it was about?
Yeah.
Like, what was your role in that?
I was number 14. None of the characters had names.
Oh, that's weird.
Actually, except for my character. But that wasn't until the end it was revealed. But but they're all by their numbers on their jerseys, and it was like the setting was soccer practice. So what was awesome about that was our director, he trained us like real athletes. Really? You know, every single day, because we had, I think it was like a 4-hour rehearsal block every day.
4 hours? That's like literally like a practice.
Yeah, and 2 of those hours we would be working out at 7 a.m. in that California heat. And we would just be outside in like the parking area, and he would be training us. Like
that's really good. That's really good.
It was amazing.
That's just getting yourself even more into the role. Because,
exactly.
Like if you're gonna do a role about a marathon runner, you never run a mile in your life. You're not gonna know. You're not gonna be motivated.
You don't know what it means. Yeah,
you can't act motivated, but then you run that 3 miles. Like, holy shit, I ran 3 miles today. I'm pretty much a marathon runner. You know what I mean?
Pretty much.
Yeah. So he got you in tune for that. Yeah.
And it was crazy because I've never been someone who's liked sports, so I never understood, because something that he really kind of tried to stress with us is that having that primal, animalistic, like, need for competition and for victory that athletes have to, you know, feel to get in that mindset to, you know, if you're a fucking athlete, like whether you're a football player, a soccer player, you have to literally put your mind and body in the mindset that I'm going for that ball, I'm going for that score, and nothing's going to get in my way.
I've been through that. Those
exactly.
Stages, like nothing can stop me. Like this is what I want. This is what I'm going to do. You know what
exactly.
I mean? Yeah.
And I've never had that with like a sport. So it was hard for me in the beginning because I was like, I don't like sports. I don't care for sports. Yeah. Like they're cool. Go, you do them, but like not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
So it was fun to get into that sort of like, like he would, like there were points where we would, because, oh my God, we worked up to like a 10-minute plank at one point.
Oh, what? Oh my God.
No, yeah, we trained hard. Like, so I've never
like
trained so
now.
hard. Like. Yeah, right? Like I literally had like a 4-pack. It was crazy. It was best shape of my life. But it was so fun. I remember this one day, he was like, just scream, like nothing matters, like you want this. And all of us, you know,
were you guys outside?
12 girls outside,
like,
while the rest of the students are walking around like, what the fuck is going on? And like, it was liberating. It was really awesome. And it was a great experience. And you've been running into really good directors lately. Yeah,
honestly.
He was an amazing director too.
Very like motivating, very like, listen, you're starting up, but you know, we're going to get you there. You know, and that's really good to have.
And that's important because like you said, like when people are like, "Oh, I didn't get that audition, guess I'll go move back to Oklahoma." That happens so much.
And it's
like,
because of Vicks.
Yeah, and thousands of actors quit every single day. Like that's kind of the biggest battle an actor will have, is to not quit, because it's so much easier to not be an actor. Yeah. It's so much easier to find a job that will pay you that you only have to do that.
Yeah, and you're smart. When you're an actor, you're a smart person. You are sophisticated as you know. If you can remember lines, because that's the one thing I can never like do in my entire life is maybe remember lines, just because I just that's just so hard. I just feel like I'm just so good at speaking naturally.
Yeah.
Just spitball.
Improv would be great for you.
hopefully. But you know, like I don't know. I feel like it's just like I lost my train of thought. Forgot.
Oh no, I don't remember. Oh, about like
whatever.
It's okay.
Whatever. But you know, going through all this acting and everything. Do you think this is like where do you think you're gonna like keep on snowballing down? Do you think you're doing good? Like, you think you're in a solid pace right now? Don't get too confident. Don't get too confident. You know what I mean?
Okay. Humble me.
Humble. You know, don't like, you know, when you get there, you know, because I really think you'll get there. I always believe in you. I really did. I always text you prior before even the podcast, like, yo, I think you're really fucking gonna do this shit because you're devoted, and you have to be devoted to this. You have to go through all those letdowns. Oh yeah, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about getting denied.
Yeah.
Oh my God, man. Jeez, dementia's already acting up.
Yeah, right.
But it's getting, jeez, man. You know, getting those, you know, nasty results, you know, when you're going through those auditions, those are like you know what, you just don't have it. You just like those are really, they let you down. And like, especially actors use their feelings more. So when you verbally like say something to them that they really disagree with or they really take to heart, they really take that to heart, especially act, because this is what they're doing. This like, you know, like give them some key points. You know what I mean? Don't tell them they're always bad. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like that's like the main thing why everybody's afraid to go to in an audition, because you're going in front of like a random stranger. You know what I mean?
And just putting yourself out there.
Yeah, and you never know.
You
never know who they are, and like sometimes some people, when they're in those certain type of circumstances, like they have like a regular job, and it's like, hey, can you just lead this audition? They might feel like they have more authority there, and they might, you know, kind of belittle you a little bit. I don't know. Did you experience that at all? You know, maybe anybody, you know, going to an audition maybe got something like, you know, something a little harsh.
I feel like I've never... See, the thing that's actually kind of funny is that you almost never get feedback. Like, really? Which is so frustrating because,
I was about to say that, yeah.
You know, you can think that you're doing a great job and, you know, you're not getting jobs and you're not getting jobs and you're not getting auditions and you're like, what am I doing wrong? Like, it would be so much easier if they were like, oh, you know, you're great, but maybe you just don't fit for the role. Or you're great, but your timing was a little off. Or we would like you to be more, like, emotional, you know, stuff like that. But that's kind of how it is. You have to kind of, like, if you're going to be an actor, you kind of just have to accept that you're not going to be told when you're doing good. You're not going to be told when you're doing bad.
Wow.
You're not going to be told anything. They're just going to say, okay, come on this day, and we'll do that. Or, like, come for a callback. Or, okay, thank you. Like, have a good day or whatever.
Have you been to auditions before, right?
Yeah.
And tell me what it's like in that waiting room.
Oh dear. It's, you know, it really it can mess with your head a little bit.
Right?
Cause especially when you're like, cause I remember when I was even just auditioning for colleges, you know, you're all there and you're all like, you know, all the girls are done up all pretty. Yeah. And you know, like that's when, oh my God, sweating. I'm sweating bullets.
I'm nervous.
I'm nervous over here. But you know, it's interesting too, because then it's like one of the biggest things that you shouldn't do is compare yourself to other people in life.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah. But like especially actors, because everyone's different. The way they act, everyone's different. Everyone has different techniques, different tricks, you know, different ways that their emotions show in them. Like, everyone's different, so it's terrible to compare yourself. But when you're young and you're naive and you're impressionable and you're scared and you're nervous and you're vulnerable, that's almost all you can do. It's like, oh, well, she's a little taller or she's a little skinnier or, like, her hair is prettier, you know,
walk
stuff
into
like that.
a room full of ego. Like,
yeah.
and you feel it.
Exactly. And it's nerve-wracking because then, you know, there's always different types of people in a waiting room. There's the person that's like doing vocal warm-ups and, you know, being super loud and like just doing their thing.
Inconsiderate kind of,
you know,
yeah,
or
right?
like there's a person who's like super quiet, or the person reading a book, or the person listening to music, or the person, you know, talking to everybody in the room.
Yeah.
So it's hard to like, because you have all that energy, all that different type of, and all those different types of energy coming at you, battling with your energy that you're trying to stay in your zone.
And then you see these people constantly going into this empty room. You don't know what the hell they're doing.
And then they just come out and leave. And that's it. And that's it.
Do you see smiles or grins?
I mean, sometimes people will smile, sometimes people won't. Sometimes it's just like a sigh of relief. And like, oh, it's worse when like, you know, you're gonna go up soon, and the person before you, all you hear is like, ah ha ha ha, laughs through the door, and you're like, fuck, how am I gonna top that?
Fuck.
You know?
Go through my joke book. Yeah. Look up on Google top 10 jokes.
Yeah, right. It's true though, and it's crazy. Yeah, it gets difficult.
But a lot of that, like, when you're booking auditions, a lot of that is like, you know, you gotta walk in there with like, you don't have to walk in there faking what a pause at. Like, if you're really social and you're ready for like any environment, if you can be put in a room and talk to anybody, that is great, because then you're gonna make connections anywhere. So so like, let's say like if you go into an audition, they see that you have something, but it's not exactly what you have, but they see you have a great personality and you're just super outgoing, and they know they can build you up into something. They're gonna be like, yeah, you got it. You know what I mean? Don't just go in there and just be like, just introduce yourself. You know what I mean? Shake their hand. No, well, now you can't. You got to elbow tap for COVID. Right? Yeah.
And I mean, that's a thing too, because like we actually had this 4-hour class in school that was called audition technique, and it was all about going into different like commercial auditions, theater auditions, TV show versus movies versus short films, all these different types of auditions. And it would kind of every week it was like a mock audition. You'd go in the room, the teacher was like someone you didn't know, like some casting director, play pretend, and you would go through the audition exactly how it would be. And, it was a great class because it kind of reminds you that a lot of actors tend to be needy. Like, oh, I want to be liked, pick me, I want it, give me,
Do you think it's like an emotional effect you guys all kind of resemble to?
Well, it's just because there's this stigma that like you have to be chosen by these people, when really in reality it's a business relationship. You need that they need you just as much as you need them, because they're doing that because they have a job. It's like any other job. It's a job interview,
and they're putting their neck out there for you.
They're looking for someone who fits this job. And sometimes you will do great, but it's just not the right fit. And that's kind of what the mentality you have to have, because if you're going in there constantly needing them to like you, constantly needing that validation, eventually you're going to get tired of that rejection.
Yeah. That is 100% true.
Every audition or self-tape I have, after I do it, after I send it in or after I go, I forget about it. You forget about it, because if you keep thinking about it, like I had this one that this guy, he was like, oh yeah, like we're going to have a Zoom meeting with potential cast and crew. Like, let's talk about it. He was like, what's a good email? I'll send you the link. He never sent it to me. I emailed him again, didn't email me. And then I got obsessed. I was checking my email every day, like 5, 6, 7 times a day for this one fucking guy that it doesn't really even matter.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It's like this every other job that I've, auditioned for and haven't got, So it's just like, you just got to do it and forget about it.
Yeah.
I mean, think about how you did. Like, there's like always a scale of 1 to 10. How creative were you? Scale 1 to 10. How what's it called? How can I help was what my one teacher said. You want to help them. If you're needy, they're going to smell it as soon as you're in the room. You want to be like, how can I help you?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like on scale of 1 to 10, like, how is your, like, how can I help, whatever, thingamajigger. And then it's like, what would you keep from that audition? Like, what would you take with you? And what would you let go of?
Yeah.
And it's just like a way to evaluate yourself in a way that's not, hard and beating yourself down. It's more, what's that word? Like, it helps. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like actually like conducive to learning,
Yeah.
So yeah.
So do you think like being an actor, like you shouldn't just go out for one audition and then just wait for that? You should have multiple
you gotta
things
keep
have
going.
to go. Yeah, because I think that's probably the best thing to like with this whole podcast thing. Like if I scheduled one interview every week and then didn't have like any future, like I would just like focus on that one, and then once I'm done with that, I'd be like, all right, what next?
Now?
Yeah, like
exactly.
I had after every interview, I have something else like that, like look forward to. You know what I mean? I'm obviously look forward to this.
And
you know
it just
what I mean?
keeps you driven.
Yeah,
it keeps you motivated.
Yeah, and it keeps you in the loop that you're still going. You know what I mean? That you have like even like if you have like something scheduled next week, that you have something to do next week. That is so good to be busy. Like I love being busy.
I love being busy.
I can't wake up in the middle. I can't wake up in the day and be like, wow, I really don't have anything to do today. Like I really don't feel like going to the gym. Like, but I really don't have anything busy to do today. Like I don't want to do anything for me. Like I don't. If I'm gonna do anything, if I'm free, I go shop, dude. Straight to Zara. Shout out to Zara.
God.
Oh my god.
I can't.
Oh my god. No, but it's just like I need to be busy, and I love meeting up with new people every single week. I'm like, hey, like let's talk about your episode and everything. Like you were in California, flew all the way down. How many miles? Like 10,000 miles? I don't even know. Just for this interview. Not even for Thanksgiving. She called off like 7 auditions for this.
All for Victor.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm very humbled. No, but like. Fuck, I forgot. Stop smoking weed. I stop smoking weed. But especially coming from all the way from California, do you ever see? Remember this question I asked you when we were on the phone? Do you ever see Hollywood moving somewhere else in the maybe in the United States or maybe somewhere in the world? Hopefully somewhere in the world. That'd be dope.
That'd be cool.
Because obviously California right now, it's iffy sometimes. It's like here and there, you know what I mean? Some like there's fire seasons, and then there's no,
and then there's
there's
earthquakes.
breathing seasons. There's earthquake. You know, there's a bunch of shit going on, and and it's an environment that maybe we should try to pull people away, fix California, maybe put Hollywood somewhere else. Do you ever see Hollywood being anywhere else in the world? In the United States, most likely?
I mean,
like entertainment moving somewhere else?
I don't think it'll ever.
You don't think?
I don't think it'll ever. And just because Hollywood has this sort of dreamy-like quality to it, the idea, like Hollywood will always be Hollywood, like everyone would always have this kind of idea of what it is.
Yeah.
I think it'd be awesome if it moved somewhere else because I fucking don't like California.
I don't want to get it's like the most dangerous place to live.
It's terrible.
It's the closest where we can get bombed. It has fires.
The San Andreas fault is gonna fucking
just sink.
Bah,
I don't even know.
you know?
Like, it's just dangerous on that side. It's just dangerous. And what's gonna happen when that does? When shit starts to actually really hit the fan. Like it's already hitting the fan right now.
Yeah.
It's
only getting worse.
Yeah, you put on your story like the sky's like I don't even know.
Yeah,
it's just grayish orange, and it's just weird, and that's just not really good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of people moved out of California, and it's just like I don't know. I feel like they should because I don't know if you knew this. The first Hollywood ever, like in the 1920s, was in like Fort Lee. Like,
I know, New Jersey. Isn't that crazy?
That's insane. Like we were like Hollywood, and then all of a sudden they just picked up their shit.
They're like, nah.
Yeah, imagine if we were in Hollywood. Like, imagine this was Hollywood. How would you think our environment? It would definitely be a lot more expensive.
Oh yeah.
How do you think our environment would be over here? Like if it was still Hollywood.
I don't know. I feel it'd be like Hollywood.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, but I feel like if it was here, it'd be meaner.
Though?
It'd be meaner. It'd be a meaner Hollywood. Because Hollywood is like mean, but in a fake nice way. Like here, we're just mean as fuck on the East Coast. Like we don't care about anyone's feelings.
We're more passive. And you know what's weird? I went to school in Vermont, and I traveled other places. And every time I like joke around with other people from different areas, they don't get my humor that much. No, they take it like, what the fuck did you just say about my mother? Like, I'm like, dude, like we weren't even talking like that. Like it's just like they don't understand. I wouldn't say they don't understand, but New Jerseyans and just people on the East Coast, we are so like I think verbally educated, and we can just take shit more. You know what I mean?
It's just because we got like a little bit of thicker skin.
Yeah, I guess so. It's Italian, and that's
hey,
where's the gabagool?
You guys,
hey, oh paisano, hey, it's just like that. I guess the Italian aura of being tough just kind of molded New Jersey. I guess being the tough guy thing. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just I love New Jersey. A lot of talent comes from New Jersey.
Yeah.
Literally, a lot of talent. My favorite podcaster, Joe Rogan, comes from New Jersey.
Oh, yeah?
Joey Diaz, my other favorite podcaster, comes from, and comedian, there's so many, like, good athletes that's come from New Jersey. We're just a different breed down here.
Yeah.
It's because we're drinking that Hudson water. That's what it is. But,
there's something wrong with us inside.
Yeah, we are a little crazy. We are just a tad bit crazy. If you're in New York, if you live in New York, like, you have to be, like, I lived in New York last year for a year.
Oh, same.
Have to be a different breed to live out there to see the shit. Like, the amount of, like, mental illness I actually see every single day, though, it's, like, it's insane. Like, because, like, it's, when you live over here, like, you don't really, like, you don't take that into consideration. Like, you take, like, we live in the suburbs where everything's here is, like, kind of, decently nice, you know what I mean? But when you go out to, like, the city, the homeless, you know what I mean? And then and then like you go on every time I go on the train, there was just some dude just running, just like sprinting in place on the subway, and just for no reason, and then stops and then goes, and then just like every single day I just saw something new. I saw a dude in a full Chiefs gown, like a Native American chief. I don't know, we're going through like a crazy time right now.
Oh, you don't even know.
Do you see some crazy shit in California?
California crazy people are a whole, because I thought, I lived in New York last year, and I mean, I loved it. I'm gonna end up there, you know? And, you'd see, I mean, I guess I haven't had, like, a situation like that, but, like, I've seen, like, homeless people, and the thing is about people over here, New Yorkers, people from New Jersey, New Jerseyans, whatever, we all have this sort of like vibe, like we mind our own business.
Yeah.
You know, I don't give a fuck. You know, like you're homeless, you're chilling. Yeah. I'm here, like I'm chilling.
You see someone in the side of the road in New York just passed out from like
and you
just
just walk by.
Walk by, no problem.
Yeah, it's not my business. Yeah. In California, there's a terrible. It's honestly a terrible situation, but like the homeless epidemic and the drug epidemic is absolutely disgusting, out of control over there. So like there's so many homeless people, and a lot of the time they're like tweaking out because like, and I'm not just saying this, I did my research. Yeah. They like there's a lot of like people who will sell fucked up shit that's like laced and is like not clean cut shit. Yeah.
It's just cheaper.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of shit over here like that too. Believe me.
And so the fucking crazy people there are crazy. Like you will get like if you're like it's hard to even. I don't even like. You'll walk by a group of like homeless people or like fucking homeless drug addict people.
Yeah.
And they will. It's not like in New York where you're like, okay, I'm doing my thing, you're doing your thing. Yeah. It's like they will be like, hey, you're ugly. You know, like, oh yeah, me and my friend, we were walking one day.
They're passive aggressive homeless.
No,
ones.
they are aggressive. No,
just aggressive.
Like, I've had friends of mine, get pushed. I was charged at one time by some girl tweaking. I said, "Whoa, like, what do you do?" I just moved out of her way.
What the fuck?
They throw it's crazy. Me and my friend, we were walking down the street one day, and we like a block away, or like half a block away in front of us, we saw a tweaker, and she was.
I like how you guys have a name for them. It's like a zombie.
And it's true. It's like a clicker, And so they're like, she was just like mad as fuck at like nobody. There was no one around her. She was just like yelling at people and at walls and shit. And we were like, and but yelling though, like, hey, you're stupid and I fucking hate you, like at nobody. And so me and my friend were like, we kind of like nudged each other and we were like, okay, we're mentally prepared now to walk past her.
Yeah.
And so we walk by, and then she saw us. She saw us right as we like got like even like 5-7 feet. Yeah. And so she just starts and she's like, "You're a fucking bitch. You're ugly. You got shit in your coochie." Like she was mad as fuck. She's like, "How dare you call my daughter ugly? You're ugly." And we just kept walking by, and then it gets worse.
What?
Her tweaker hench woman or some shit starts following us. For like 3 blocks, bro. 3 blocks.
Wait, so there's 2 or just 1?
Well, there was 1, and then there was another one, like
they just
20 feet away.
They were like, hey, what'd she say about her daughter?
Yeah. And we were just like, fuck, like, oh my God.
You guys are tweaker attracting.
Yeah, really. And we were like, and then I said to her, I was like, and we were like thinking of a game plan as we're whispering to each other, like looking in our peripheral vision, because she's still following us. 3 blocks she followed us. And we're like, I was like, okay. I was like, if she tries to talk to us at the corner, because we had to stop to cross the street. I was like, I'll just deck her. I was like, get your pepper spray ready. I'll deck her and we'll be fine.
Fuck her, kid.
Fuck that bitch.
Fuck that little ugly kid.
Oh my, but it's crazy. Like, and then we had another time, me and my friend, we were walking, and this guy, my friend, he was wearing blue pants. And this guy, you already know where this is going.
Yeah.
And this guy, he comes up, he's like, "Yo, you crip?" And we're like, no, we're not. And then
I just like blue.
Yeah, I just like blue. And then he was like all up in our grill, and we're like, man, like, no, we're fine. Like, we're not, like, just chill. And so he lifted up his, like, he had like a fucking, like a parka on or something. And he lifted, and he was wearing like red, like, shorts. And he was like, yeah. And he walked away, and we're like, oh my God, we almost got fucking stabbed, bro. It's crazy over there. They're insane.
You can't even wear a color that
it's wild. I've seen some wild shit.
Damn it, you think it's the drugs that they're taking that just makes them more aggressive?
No, 100%. Because they're almost every single, and I don't mean to sound like inconsiderate or like inhumane, because like they're people and they deserve reform.
Help. And
you know? Yeah. But like, man,
Man,
it's fucking scary. The shit.
No, and it's scary the fact that they have superhuman strength at a point.
Oh,
dude, they have
yeah.
There's such thing at it started off as a joke as crackhead strength, but there
No, it's
is
real.
a thing like they can take bullets if they're like on something crazy, and that is not good for if someone's getting mugged and they don't want to be mugged. Like, and you fight this person, all of a sudden it comes to a life or death situation.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I couldn't just kind of beat you up and you just run away. Now we have to like almost kind of kill each other.
Yeah.
And it's like that's like the kind of time that we're in right now, that like any altercation on the street, like for a parking spot or anything, you can get
You
killed.
could die. You can get shot. You can get stabbed.
It's just not worth. Like I did jujitsu, I did Muay Thai just so I know how to defend myself. But it's not even worth defending myself anymore.
It's like, fuck it. I don't
dude,
care.
it's
I don't
like,
want to get
dude,
fucking shanked over this.
as long as you don't touch me, dude, say anything you want.
Yeah.
Bro. Like, it's just like, dude, it's really not worth my like losing my life. Because, dude, people killing each other right now, it's nothing to them. It's just like a walk in the park, dude. We got to change the culture, man. Change the culture.
Girl.
But anyways, we're about an hour and 6 minutes in. I think that was a pretty good podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you. Come here. All the way from fucking all the way from fucking California. Fuck COVID. We can touch hands.
Yeah.
Everybody, I want to thank you guys for watching the 5th episode. We're gonna keep on going. Isabella's gonna keep on going. We're both gonna be big. You're gonna see us at the Oscars one day. You're just gonna see us somewhere. All right. We're gonna be faces all around. You want to say a little plug? Say watch your show on whenever, what time, whatever.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Watch Killer Siblings on Oxygen, December 19th and January 2nd.
December 19th and January 22nd. You
No,
guys
second.
what? 22nd?
Second.
Oh, just second, not 22nd. You guys better watch. You guys support us. You know
Yeah,
what?
come on now.
We're upcoming people.
Support
We're
artists.
doing this for you. I love you guys. She loves you. We want to show our art to you. I want to thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Isabella.
Thank you.